How's everyone doing? All right? Yeah, I was just thinking about what video to make, and I thought I'll try and keep it in the area of dating, online dating, and kind of a bit about what's going on at the moment. Because I have done other topics, and there's a lot of people that want me to share my experience, advice, and it's a subject that a lot of people want on this channel. So I don't usually watch other dating coaches. And if people wonder why, it's just because, I was a dating coach for so long. When you do something for a profession, kind of, I think it depends, but after a while, the last thing you want to do is watch other dating coaches, because you do it. I did it full time for many years, and I loved it. But after a while, you just want to kind of get away from it, and go. You just want to do other things in your life, and there's a lot of other things that I prioritize. But today, for some reason, I did look at a video by a female dating coach just to hear what she had to say. She's from America, right? I can't remember the name. And she said something that was really interesting, which I agreed on and I liked. And I think you guys and girls will find this fascinating. It probably will help you, right? And she said that a lot of guys struggle to approach women, right? She's got a very similar philosophy to me, right? From what I could hear. I don't know all of her, I haven't seen all of her videos, but in this particular video, which was about, I think she was helping guys to get over the fear of approaching women and how to attract women and stuff like that, right? And it seemed like her approach was about, no BS, honesty, which I'm all about. I don't like anything that's tricks and lines and manipulation and stuff like that. I'm not into that. You guys already know that on this channel, right? And if you're new to this channel and you want to build more confidence, subscribe to the channel. If you like what you see and you like what you hear, subscribe. If you don't like what you hear, you don't like me, let me know in the box below, and maybe we can help you to see sense. I'm trying to make myself laugh because it's a bit of a difficult time, right? So anyway, this is what she said. She said the problem is, right, when a man or a guy sees a woman that he likes in a grocery store, on the street, or in a coffee shop, or anywhere in public, what he does is he assumes that that woman doesn't want him to approach her, and in his own head he has that little nagging inner voice which says, she's going to think I'm creepy, she's not going to be interested in me, right? Something along those lines. What she alluded to say was, that's your own insecurity, right? That a lot of women don't think that, right? There's some contradiction in this part, we'll explain, right? She said, that's your own projection. If you see a woman and you like her and you want to speak to her, but you think in your head and you believe it, she won't like me talking to her, she won't find me attractive, she's going to think I'm creepy, she's going to think I'm weird, so I shouldn't speak to her. She's saying that's got nothing to do with women, that's your own insecurities and you're projecting that. That's what she said. She said you're projecting your insecurities onto women. So the way to solve that, and this is actually what I did for years, right? Without even really thinking about it, she said, you have got to feel right about what you're doing. You have to feel good about yourself. She said you have to normalize in your own mind that it's normal to speak to women, which it is, right? And that women, she said, and I want to agree, this is the only thing that I could maybe, I'm not going to say disagree, but she said 99% of women want to be approached. I don't think that's probably accurate today, right? It's hard to give numbers because we live in a different time now. Politically, so many things have changed. Maybe 10, 15, 20 years ago. But again, I'm not going to read into that too much because I do agree with most of what she was saying. And I want to agree with that number. I wish that was true, but I'm not so sure that's accurate. But who knows, who can produce the exact stats, because everyone's different, right? But we can get to that in a second. If there's any women watching this video, please let me know your thoughts. Do you want to be approached by men? Do you like being approached by men? Because I know in my experience, some women love it and some women don't like it, right? I've approached thousands of women over the years, right? So, basically she said was, so basically what she was saying is that you have to be confident in yourself. If you go up to a woman and you project that, then she's probably not going to be interested in you. She might find you creepy or strange. And she was saying that women don't like it when, you know, guys don't get to the point and they start asking too many questions. And these are all things that I said for years, you know, because I really lived this for many years and taught. So I just thought that was interesting, and I agreed. I think she's definitely right. You know, if you believe all of the negative thoughts and paranoia in your head before you go and speak to a woman, it's likely that it's not going to work out, you know. So yeah, it was just common sense, but it doesn't mean it's easy. It's something that you have to practice. So I was just giving that some thought, and but yeah, she was saying that, you know, pretty much all women want to be approached. And as I said, I really want to agree with her on that, but where we are now, I wouldn't say that's true, even though I want that to be true. But I guess it's about an opinion at the end of the day. But in my experience, obviously, living in London, I've done some travelling. I've spoke to pretty much so many different nationalities over the years. I did a lot of approaching. It's not something that I really do anymore, well, especially with us being in lockdown now. But my whole philosophy was always about pretty much what she was saying, being honest, being sincere, and believing in yourself and normalising it. But she is right when you think about it, right? When you think about it, if you don't feel comfortable doing something, right, then the likelihood is a lot of the times people just sort of give you that reaction. So let me give you an example, right? You know, following what she was saying, which I really agree on. I agree on the part she said about, you know, you have to make it normal in your own head. You know, you can't project your insecurities on to women or other people and then say, oh, you know, women don't want to be approached, or everyone, because, you know, it's a big world and everyone's different. Some people don't mind being approached. Anyway, if you make a YouTube video, if I make a YouTube video and I worry too much about what people think about me, and I'm embarrassed, or I think what I'm saying isn't good, or I think people are going to think this or that about me, and I really act on that, it's not probably going to work out. No one's really going to, people probably will think that, but what it comes down to is what I think, and I don't think that. I really like my videos, and I feel confident in myself. I've been doing these for a long time. I know I'm sincere, I believe in myself. I've been doing it, as I said, a long time. So it's not really a thought that I entertain. But when I first started, obviously, it was a thought that I would entertain at the beginning, because I didn't have the confidence that I've got now. I didn't have the experience, right? I didn't know how people were going to react. But over time, you know, because I've got an audience of people that I know and obviously like my stuff, and people that are new, I've got so much experience with people liking what I do and reacting well. You know, whether I like it or not, unconsciously, that's going to give me confidence. And then I've also got a lot of criticism over the years, which I've been able to override and not let it get to me and not let it stop me. So that really goes hand in hand with what this lady was saying, and what I've been saying, and what I learned through life. You know, you learn through experience. So I think what she was also saying as well is that, you know, men have got to take responsibility, which I agree on. And I suppose if you expect a woman, I understand, because I've been there myself, being a man, right? If you expect a woman to approve of you and kind of make you feel, give you the green light, you know, tell you that, yes, fine, come and speak to me, or, you know, no, I don't think you're creepy, it's not really going to happen. You know, you've got to kind of take responsibility, and you've got to manage your own emotions, and you've got to learn those social skills. It really does come down to social skills and social confidence. But that doesn't take away the fact that I'm not understanding and compassionate. I am a fellow man. It is really hard for guys, and this is of all ages, of all backgrounds. You know, just fundamentally, unless you've got experience, and there are some men that are just naturally more confident than the average person. They just are, and I wasn't. So I can speak for a lot of men where I wasn't naturally confident when I was younger, especially with women and girls. I was extremely, because of my social anxiety, I was very embarrassed, very shy, very worried about, more worried about making a fool of myself than maybe actually getting rejected. But that's why I probably have inspired a lot of men, because I actually built my confidence up. It was not easy for me. It took me a lot of practice. I had to go through a lot. I did have to go through a lot of embarrassment and fear, but I eventually got there in the end. But I like her message. I like what she was saying. I agree with it, right? And I suppose when she's saying 99% of women, I've said that in my videos. So it doesn't mean someone's completely wrong. It's just a figure of speech sometimes, you know. We might say, 99% of people suffer with depression once in their life, right? And that might not be the exact stat, but it's quite accurate. So I agree with what she's saying, overall, that there are a lot of women do want to be approached. But let me just add some things to that as well. And she did ask a good question. She sort of said, how would you feel if someone approached you? But it's a difficult one over the years, because, I've spoke to a lot of women about this and said, would you like a guy to approach you? And their response would usually be, it depends how he approaches me, It depends how I feel about him. So obviously, let me ask you the question, for you guys watching and girls, if you was just going out tomorrow, would you like someone to come up and approach you in public? And you probably have to stop and think for a while, because when I ask myself that, I have to stop and think. And your answer will probably be, well, it depends. It depends on who approaches me, how they approach me, how they make me feel. Because over the years in London, and I'm really not trying to show off about this or anything, I got approached all the time by guys, wanting to come up to me, and they recognised me from YouTube, and they were really excited, and they wanted to meet me and shake my hand. I had so much of it, so I can give my account on whether I liked it or not and how I felt. And if I'm being really honest, did I like being approached by guys I didn't know? Obviously they knew me, I didn't know them. Did I like them coming up to me and approaching me? Well, the answer would have to be yes and no, it depends. Because there were some guys that used to come up with me that were really nice, and I liked them straight away, and I had a lot of time for them, and it did used to make me feel good. I'd be like, oh, Johnny, I saw you on YouTube, you've inspired me, I watch your videos, or I've got a girlfriend, or I've overcome my anxiety because of you, or my friend told me about you, I love your channel, or I recognise you, can I meet you? And I'll be like, yeah, sure, unless I was having a really bad day or I was busy, right? But of course, over the years, it's been a smaller percentage. There were some guys that come up that I didn't like them. I didn't like the way, not personal, but I didn't like their attitude. They were being a bit fake, a bit rude. So I might, a few times, I kind of regret it sometimes, because I'm only human. I can be moody at times, right? Because obviously, like everyone, I have bad days. There were times where I'd say, I'm not in the mood. Like, have a good day. I wish you a good day, but I'm not in the mood to talk today. So I suppose when we all get down to it, right, without making this a woman thing, a man thing, as people, we're all contradictions. We're all contradictions in that, one day someone could approach us and would be really lovely and friendly, and we'd like it if that person made us feel good and we liked them and we trusted them. Another day, if another person approached us and we didn't like that person, we wouldn't like it. So I think that's the real answer. When men say, because it's hard to generalize, do women like being approached by men? It's hard to say with 100% confidence, yes, because I've explained it, it's complex. Yeah, they do like being approached by men, but there is a catch-22 with that. If they like the guy that approaches them, if they feel safe, and you can't really blame women for that, and you can't blame men, because safety is a big factor in this. If someone comes up to me and I don't know them, and I think they look dodgy, or they look like they might do something, of course I'm going to be alarmed, I'm going to be on edge. Especially obviously growing up, I grew up in a neighbourhood that was really rough. drugs and violence, right? Without exaggerating, it wasn't like that every day, but it was rough. And so it does come back to the whole thing. And I was thinking about this, say, where does this come from? And I'll have to do some research into it, but it probably goes back to aristocracy and aristocratic, and maybe I'm not 100%, fill me in, please. But it probably goes back to ancient history where, when we were cavemen, that, it was a threat to speak to a stranger because you don't know what a stranger could do. Maybe a stranger could try and kill you, might try and rob you, or even do worse. So I really do believe that gene, that evolutionary wiring is still in the minds of people, men and women. We all, and if anyone says that they don't have that, I don't think they're being honest. I don't think you're being honest about the fact that if someone comes up to you and you don't know them, you might not like it. But if obviously if you know someone, it's different, or how they do it. So that, she was right what she was saying, this lady. So I can't remember her name, because it was good the way she did that. She was talking about how she helped one of her clients, because what she was doing was she was helping you to put yourself in the shoes of maybe a woman or someone approaching you, and that helps you to approach people better. So my attitude was, over the years, was if ever I was going up to someone or approaching someone, I always had in mind, I don't want to make this person frightened. That's the last thing I want to do. I want to make them trust that they're safe. I don't have a bad agenda. I just want to have a conversation with them. Maybe I want to ask them out. But, I'm respectful at the same time. If they don't want to speak to me, I'm going to go. I'm not going to be, bothering or I don't really like the word, but harassing anyone or anything like that. So, it really does give you something to think about. And the reason why sometimes this is a difficult question to answer when I get asked it, because times are changing so fast. The times, even when I first started speaking to women in public, which was 10 years ago, maybe a bit less, it's a different time now, politically, what's going on around the world, and things are so much more sensitive now. You can offend people or anyone very easily without even realizing sometimes. So that is interesting. But there is hope, because like I said, there's always positive people out there. So it shouldn't put you off and make you think negative. And, basically what the lady was saying is, you've got to think positive, and that's kind of the same for everything in life, going into any dating platform or speaking to people. But, you don't want to take away the fact that, like I said, I've had some great conversations over the years with people that have approached me they're strangers to me. I don't know them, but obviously they know me, right? And I can't blame them for that, because I chose to put myself out and make a YouTube channel and, put myself out on the internet. So, but I've had really great conversations with people which were originally strangers. And I suppose it comes back to a thing. It's hard because growing up, I was told, most of us told the same by our mum and dads, and it's for our own good, to protect us. Don't speak to strangers when you go out. So it's a difficult one, and I don't have all the answers. I'm not claiming to be a smart ass, and because I don't think anyone does. And as a collective people, this is something that we have to all kind of work out. And some people, they're dead against it. They just don't like the idea of a stranger speaking to them. On another flip side of that coin, some people are well open-minded and they totally love it. They love people talking to them, and they're a lot more social and open and trusting. I think trust is a huge thing with all this, right? But yeah, as I give it more thought and get older, I'm able to be a bit more, a lot more understanding and open-minded on the matter. But I like the video she did. It was good. It was encouraging. It was nice to see. It was nice to see a woman helping guys and encouraging guys. I thought it was good. I liked it. But yeah, I'd love to know your thoughts in the box below. And I like the analogy, not just with for guys that want to overcome their fears of speaking to and approaching women. And I like that she said this, right? Because this is what I always say. She's like, you know, approaching can be done everywhere. She was saying it can be done in a supermarket, on the street, you know, in any social environment, you know, providing that you know you're confident in yourself. But yeah, it's an ongoing thing. It's just like other things in life. I think about this stuff all the time. This is off topic about you know, with mental health and depression, anxiety. Sometimes naively, I sit down and I think, I wish they had a cure for this thing. You know, I wish people could just not have to suffer. People could be happy all the time. Why can't scientists, or why can't the psychology or psychotherapy, why can't it catch up to speed and cure this horrible depression and mental illness? But at the same time, I realise it's not as easy as that. It really isn't, and there's no quick fix. And what I've come to understand and appreciate is that, you know, they can help to a certain point, you know, and the cures they've got, you know, what cures are out, some people agree or not, medication, therapy, counselling. I kind of separate confidence coaching from that, but it's similar. You know, that can help to a certain extent, and some people will improve more, others it won't happen, and that's how I kind of see, you know, this whole kind of controversial debate whether women like being approached or not, or people like being approached that are strangers. It's kind of still not fully answered. We don't know the full answer because it's still in the process of evolution. But with the way things are going at the moment, I'm starting to feel like it's out of a movie where are we going to stop speaking to each other as a whole in person? Everything's going online now, and with this coronavirus going on and the pandemic, it's kind of worrying. Where's this all going? Because as much as I love some of the technological advances that the internet has, and I love doing videos, and I like putting the videos out and speaking and people reacting and helping people, inspiring, I don't want to, you know, not be able to meet people in person. That's probably such an enjoyable thing, you know, where you want to see your family in person, you want to have friends in real life. You don't just want to have virtual cyber friends, you want to have a real relationship. So man, I hope we don't live to see the day where we're almost just becoming like machines, like cyborgs, where we're hooked up to machines. I mean, but it wouldn't surprise me in the generations ahead. That's what's going to end up happening. You can kind of see it. It's a slow process, and some of these things, if you said them years ago, people would think you're nuts. They'd laugh at you and say, but if you see where we're going, it's you know, human interaction and relationships. And I know I've gone quite deep here, but they all do connect to all these things, you know. What the lady was saying, dating coach, about, you know, men having this kind of, it's like it is a mental illness around speaking to women. When you get down to it, that's really the biggest battle for men, and also same for women, you know, that want to speak and stuff. So I'll end it there because I can keep going. But yeah, I hope this helps. I found it interesting. It's more of a conversation that I want to continue with all of you, and I'd love to welcome comments from men, women. Let us know your thoughts. But I found what she said interesting. I agreed with most of it, if not all of it. And yeah, become fearless.